I was able to grow 100,000 followers. That you heard that, 100,000 followers in a year. I would say in 2023, it is expected that small businesses, side hustlers, really businesses of any size need to be on social media. It's where people are. But to my first point I'm going to talk about, social media is not just about being social now. In reality, all of these apps used to be about connecting with others and sharing photos and messaging about the photos and commenting on them, but really now all of them have their own unique flair to them that everyone in the business world needs to be really aware of, because people are going to these platforms to consume certain types of content. For example, when I go to TikTok, I expect to be entertained. When I go to YouTube, I expect to be entertained, but also educated a little bit. There's a lot of content I look at in between that. On Instagram, I would expect to get, interior decorating inspiration for myself, maybe fashion, retail. And Facebook, I'm really noticing, is all about utility. People are using it to message their group about an event they should go to, events being a huge focus there, maybe organizations looking to share about what their nonprofit is doing. So I'd say event venues and nonprofits that are looking for more of that grassroots kind of connection are really thriving on Facebook. Now, talking about all these differences, it kind of drives me right into the second point I want to make about what the best social media marketing strategy is for small business side hustlers, really businesses of any size these days. It's really hard to decide what platform you want to create content on, because content takes a long time to make. You're busy running your business, I'm sure, and you want to really make sure your efforts are as honed in as possible. So I would suggest picking one app to start and then kind of let the other apps kind of naturally come. Based on those descriptions I gave, I would try to see which one ties in best with your business. So for example, if I'm selling pottery, I would probably start on TikTok, because that kind of content actually thrives. It's searchable, it's educational. People tend to like it a little bit on TikTok. It's a little bit entertaining too, the way you can make the pot on a video and show people. But then I would also maybe sidebar and use Instagram sometimes and do a couple posts there, because Instagram's really good for retailers. So in essence, you can do more work and create the video content and post it on TikTok, where you're more likely to go viral and just video content thrives, and then maybe post the photo of your finished product on Instagram. And that's where you can start to get more of a cycle going, and more of a strategy, a content creation strategy going that is actually doable. But definitely do not try to make content across every single platform, because you'll learn that it's very difficult, especially with all these nuances coming up, and you really can't be everything to everybody. You're gonna have to pick a lane if you want to be a smaller content creator, a smaller business making content, and make sure to stay within a niche. That is something I can't tell you enough. I share it in a bunch of my videos here when I talk about TikTok growth strategies specifically, because I did not start thriving until I picked a niche, which is exactly why I share how I found my niche and how you can maybe find yours based on my experience in my TikTok course, which I'll link down below. But it's super important to pick a lane and stay in it, because again, you cannot be everything to everybody, and the algorithm will love you for it if you stay in your lane. Which I know is tricky. I'm somebody who likes making content about a plethora of different things, but you find ways to be creative, and maybe I'll do a whole nother video on that, about how to stay in your lane, but also still feel creative and make different types of content, because ultimately people want repetition, but then they want a little bit of spice. And adding to that content strategy point, really make sure you can create content consistently on social media. Like I said, you're busy, you're an owner, what have you, but you need to take time, maybe set aside a meeting block of a half hour or an hour just to take a photo, post on it, even if it's one photo every couple of days. Just make some content. Don't be scared to just get it out there. More the merrier. And again, pick that niche, because as you start to create more content, you'll start to get more views. The algorithm will say, hey, this person's really good for pottery content, or maybe they're really good for social media marketing advice and tips, which is exactly why I make all my videos about these types of topics, about digital marketing. I'm trying to find my lane and find my niche still in this newer YouTube channel. But in essence, if you go to my TikTok, it's all about one thing. And I stuck to that thing, and I have 500 or so videos on it. And what I did for my own content creation strategy was I made sure to at least put 3 videos out a week on TikTok. I was like, okay, This will take me 20 to 30 minutes. I can do it on a work break or maybe my lunch break. I can fit it in. I love creating content, so that part's easy for me. The motivation side, which I know can be a little bit tricky, but you just set aside that time. You can do it in a half hour. And in a year of me doing 1.5 hour to create a video 3 times a week, I was able to grow 100,000 followers by only posting 3 times a week on TikTok. So it is doable, but you need to be consistent with it. Don't stop for a couple months and then start back up, because then the algorithm's going to think, okay, you're not really reliable. But if you prove to these platforms that you're reliable at creating content consistently, even if it's once or twice a week, that is going to help your business. Time is a really interesting factor when it comes to building the best social media marketing strategy and really building a social following in general. Like I said, I was able to get 100,000 followers in a year or so. I would say that was fast growth, but I knew what I was doing. I knew my audience really well. So that really helped ensure my followership was high quality, because you don't want to grow fast unless you know the audience that's following you actually wants to follow you for the right reasons. And I actually talk about this in a completely different video where I talk about why it's important not to do things like buy followers, because those are just going to be low quality and you're going to screw yourself over, and it's not going to be beneficial for you or your business, what have you. Trust me. Take the time, have fun with it. This content a lot of times is meant to be fun, so you should have fun doing it yourself. Make sure you're making content that you enjoy making, because you're gonna have to do it for a while. So that really is the secret to creating the strongest foundation on social media. It's don't look at these fast passes that are advertised to you. Focus on what you can do over a good amount of time to build that strong following. With that, I leave you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and feel free to check out my other videos and subscribe if you liked this video and want to see more content that helps business owners and side hustlers really develop great digital marketing strategies. And I specifically touch on a lot of TikTok-based videos, just considering all the success I've had, that you can also check out.